move on to introduce Sean Day, CEO of Greatland Gold. Sean has over 20 years' experience in executive and financial positions across mining and infrastructure, investment banking and international accounting firms. Prior to joining Greatland, Sean was CFO of Northern Star, and prior to that he was a CFO of a top 50 Singapore exchange-listed company, Sakari Resources. Welcome, Sean.
Thanks, Courtney. Thanks for the kind introduction and more broadly the support of Canaccord, one of our prime brokers with Greatland. To start, I'd just like to thank Diggers and congratulate them on their 30-year anniversary. From Greatland's perspective, we really appreciate the opportunity to be here and present today. As many of you would know, Greatland is London listed, so it's great to have the opportunity to present at a forum like Diggers in Australia. This is where we operate and where our assets sit. The disclaimers across the website. But the Greatland investment proposition is very clear. We have an absolutely world-class gold copper deposit at Havieron. The decline is already under development, which commenced in May of this year. We're leveraging, our joint venture partner is Newcrest, and we're able to leverage the existing infrastructure that they have at their Telfer operation to have a low risk, low capex commencement at Havieron. And Greatland retains the exploration upside, both in and around Havieron itself, but also across the broader Patterson district and within our broader portfolio. And finally, we have a wonderful team. And that's so important to making the successful transition from explorer to underground Australian gold miner. This just gives a bit of an overview of the corporate structure at Greatland. We have 4 directors, 2 up in London, including our chairman, Alex, myself and Callum Baxter as directors based here in Australia. And again, what we're very much focused on is building up the team as we transition into production. Health and safety has been an incredibly important thing that we've focused and built up. With finance, with the addition of Chris Toon as Chief Financial Officer. We're building up our mining engineering capacity and also augmenting what is already a very impressive exploration team. Of course, with Callum on the board, who had the original vision to actually drill and conviction to drill Havieron, and then the team itself, the broader group of geology led by our John McIntyre. Now for John McIntyre, gold actually is in his DNA, with his daughter Annabelle winning gold at the Olympics last week. So huge achievement, yeah. I did have wait for applause there, so I'm pleased you came along. And the medals itself catch your eye. Yeah, they're the right colour, big size, so anything that stimulates the physical demand for gold is very welcome. But as a London-based company, I'm not sure triumphing the success of the Australian Olympic team is always going to play well with my market. So I'm pleased to be able to roll out this slide with the Australian audience today. But you know, when I look at this, you think about the incredible teamwork, the dedication, and the determination to win gold. And I'm really privileged because I get to see that every day in the office at Greatland. It's a phenomenal team, and I'm very proud to be colleagues with them. Plus, we enjoy a tremendous relationship with Newcrest. You know, we enjoy the engagement with Newcrest, but also together with their organisational capability to mobilise the team that we have at the Havieron joint venture in short order is a great credit to their organisation. And from a Greatland perspective, it just demonstrates the benefit of being joint venture partners with this Tier 1 operator. The investment proposition with Greatland, you know, really comes from this confluence of factors that we have at Havieron, which perhaps I think creates this globally unique low risk, high value opportunity. It's a world-class asset. It's a brand new ore body. Its prime time is ahead of it, and it continues to expand. We're leveraging the existing infrastructure at Telfer, which is about 50 kilometres to the west. The processing plant, but also the village, the stores, the critical spares, the bitumen airstrip, all that infrastructure is there, which creates this ability to have this low capex startup and not have some of the risk of delays and overruns that you would have with a truly greenfield development. And we're building Havieron with this Newcrest team. They have 35 years of experience working in the Paterson. They have a team of over 1,200 already in place. And again, from a Havieron perspective, this is effectively a brownfields development for the Newcrest team. In terms of Havieron itself, this slide provides a cross-section. And you can see at surface there the box cut, which is already complete. And then you've got the decline going down to the top of the ore body, which we started in May this calendar year. It's an intrusive system. It's a lovely sub-vertical ore body, perfect for underground mining, where gravity is going to be working as our friend to make the mining methodology more efficient. And the ounces are contained in this 650 metre strike length. It's a very compact, ore body, and so we're not chasing these ounces across, kilometres of structure or multiple deposits. It's all in this beautiful, intrusive, sub-vertical ore body. And then I just want to talk to the quality of the asset. Across this, the actual amount of metres we drilled is now up to 181,000 metres, and through that, we're yet not to hit mineralisation in every single drill. We average about 106 gram metres across the ore body, and the average width of intercept is 63 metres. So it's just a beast of an ore body really for us. This slide gives us a little bit more detail and also just highlights that initial resource of 4.2 million ounces at 2.5 grams gold equivalent. And I say initial, that is very much the initial resource. We announced that at the end of calendar year 2020, and the market expectation is we'll come out with an updated and larger resource at the end of this calendar year. And really, if we continue to have a look at this in the cross-section, we have this existing resource which is shown in the red, but then those gold lines going through the ore body are effectively additional significant intercepts sitting outside that resource. So that gives us a lot of confidence about where this is going to continue to head. And we say it's open at depth. Our deepest hole down to about 1,200 metres was a 342 metre intersection at 746 gram metres. So that gives us a huge amount of confidence about the indication of where this ore body continues to behave at depth. If we look at this in the plan view, it gives us a good look back inside of that ore body, and again you can see those kind of gold significant intercepts, which gives us a lot of confidence that we're going to continue to add ounces and resource, even at these higher levels of the ore body. And overall, Havieron is in very much this growth phase. Every day as we continue to drill, we continue to give us the opportunity to add ounces and understand better this ore body. And Havieron really has these key exploration targets to support the potential for exploration growth. Within the existing structure, we have the southeast crescent zone. That's that large kind of red area you see on the screen. This is a very high grade area. And what's great about this is it's very predictable in our models. There's a huge amount of consistency in it. So we're continuing to target that southeast crescent zone and follow it down at depth. What we're also finding through this ore body is we have this, this northwest trending corridor, and we're observing that more and more as we drill this out. And what we're doing is we're really targeting the high grade aspects in there and trying to link them up and really kind of join those intercepts in this northwest structure across that whole zonation. There's also, a really exciting intercepts which are actually sitting outside that kind of ovoid structure you see there, what we're calling the eastern breccia. Now, it's early days there. We only have 3 assayed intercepts into that eastern breccia, but they are averaging over 200 metre widths at just under 2 gram gold equivalent. So again, we're cautiously, we're very measured about this. It's only based on 3 intercepts, but it's extremely encouraging to have intercepts of that quality, that width, across a large strike length that sits outside that ore body, and it gives us, a lot of opportunity to, potentially, add to what is already a world-class, hugely impressive ore body. So again, you'll see us continue to drill into that eastern breccia and to try to understand it better and unlock value there. Finally, there's also the regional opportunities, both sitting around Havieron itself, on the tenement itself. There's a number of targets in close proximity. And then overall through the Paterson district, you see this northwest trend. And again, if you go to the northwest of Havieron, we have a 100% owned Scallywag tenement. We expect to be drilling on that in the second half of this year, so imminently. And then further to the northwest, where the drill is currently situated, the drill rig, is our Jury tenements, and they're held in joint venture, again with Newcrest. This slide is probably my favourite, and what you're seeing here, or what I want to highlight, is the 8,500 ounces per vertical metre just sitting in that initial resource. And of course, what that chart says to the right of screen is you can see it shows that ounce profile and where the drilling has taken place. And of course, there's this very high correlation between where we've drilled and the ounces we've had. And as I showed before, and you can see on this slide as well, those gold intercepts give you a lot of confidence that we're going to be able to further expand those ounces per vertical metre. And we want to keep drilling. As Bill regularly reminded us at Northern Star, if you don't drill, you don't find. And those blue arrows there really just kind of highlight that we're going to continue to move that red line, that ounce curve per vertical metre, both to the right to add ounces per vertical metre through the levels, but also as we continue to drill, have more data points and bring in that additional resource, you're going to see that curve continue to walk down at depth with the ore body. And in addition, I probably want to just reiterate here, again, this is over a 650 metre width. So when we talk about that ounce profile, which is exceptional, it is over this incredibly compact, intrusive ore body, the subvertical ore body, and what it's going to allow for is incredibly efficient and cost-effective underground development. I'm conscious of time with the 15 minutes we have today at Diggers, but for this ESG, but together with our joint venture partner, Greatland is incredibly focused on our ESG opportunities and really making Havieron a 21st century mine. These are core values for Greatland, and it's really important to our key stakeholders as well. Equally important, on this slide, I just want to emphasise that this is a gold and copper mine. Presently, copper is sitting about 20% of the revenue, and with 160,000 ounces just in that initial resource. So that provides us diversification in the revenue stream, and there's probably no better exposure to the EV cycle, this electrification technology area than copper. And so we're just absolutely delighted to have this volume of copper in the portfolio and continue to expand that out. And it's a very green copper. It's a low emissions underground mine. We're leveraging all that existing infrastructure at Telfer. So fundamentally, when you map out our overall life of mine copper footprint per tonne of copper, it's going to be, a really attractive feature of it. And we think that low carbon footprint creates another competitive advantage in our investment case. So briefly to conclude, what we have with Havieron is this world-class ore body. The decline's already in place and continuing to get down to the top of the ore body. And we want to develop this asset, leveraging, and the intent is to leverage the infrastructure already there at Telfer for this low risk, low capex development of Havieron. And the corporate strategy of Greatland is very clear. We want to deliver Havieron on time, on budget for the benefit of our shareholders. We want to continue to invest in the drill bit and create value through drilling and discovery. And finally, we're a disciplined manager of our asset portfolio. We'll continue to review opportunities and we will constantly seek to upgrade that portfolio of assets. So with that, I know Courtney's running a tight ship, but if we have time for questions, I'd be very pleased to take some.
We have one question that's come through. Are you able to say something about the likely metallogenesis of Havieron in terms of multiple intrusion phases, and what do you attribute its origin to?
Yeah, it's a great question. So what this is really almost like this nested series of intrusives inside the ore body. And what again, I've kind of reiterated this a few times, but we think we have a great joint venture partner and a great relationship with Newcrest, who have operated in this region for 35 years and I basically have that time and experience operating kind of multiple ore sources within that Telfer deposit. So they're very similar ore bodies. There's probably a few modifications that we think we will need to do through the mill, through the Telfer mill, which will come out with the finalisation of those studies. But we're really confident about where that looks currently. So yeah, the recoveries and the metallurgy there looks really strong for us and consistent. One of the lovely things about a copper gold mine is this Havieron, the amount of copper in Havieron is really high. So it's going to be a really sweet feed into that Telfer mill. So yeah, we're really confident about that.
Great. Thank you, Sean.
Okay, thanks everyone.
That concludes the first half of the session. A big thank you to all the speakers for the great presentations. It's now time for afternoon tea in the marquee, so we'll see you back here at 2:15 for the final presentations. Thank you.